Okay.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. I am Shrikant Venkateshan, one of the course instructor for Mathematics for Data Science 1. I with my friend Debajyoti are here today to discuss some topics on relations. So basically in this lecture we are going to see what exactly binary relations are and also the properties of relations like reflexive, transitive, symmetric and equivalence relation, and also discuss in detail with taking some examples. So basically, again, in this lecture, we are going to more emphasize on this lecture. We will more emphasize on binary relations than any other relations. So what exactly binary relations are? A relation R between two sets A and B, let's say, is a collection of ordered pairs containing one element from each set. So that means if 2 is in set A and element 4 is in set B, then this 2 comma 4 ordered pair 2 comma 4 can be an element in R. So let's look at some examples. So here I have set A as 1, 2, 3 and my set B contains x comma y. Then I can define a relation R1 which contains the ordered pairs like 1 comma x, 1 comma y, 2 comma x, 3 comma y. So in this ordered pair 1 comma x, 1 comes from set A and x comes from set B. Likewise, 1 comma y, 1 comes from set A and y comes from set B. So these collection of ordered pairs is called a binary relation. Let's look at another example. So here I have defined a set name that contains three names with us, Abhi, Bhuvana and Charan. And also another set, gender, it contains gender, boy or girl. Now I just wanted to find a relation. I wanted to map such that the name maps to the gender. So if you see here, Abhi looks like a boy name. So Abhi is Abhi is related to boy. So the element Abhi comma boy I kept in R2. Likewise, Bhuvana senses like a girl name. So Bhuvana is related to girl. So the element Bhuvana comma girl I have added to R2. In the same way, Charan comma boy is also added to R2. This is also another relation defined on this sets name and gender. Let's look at another example. Here is my set A containing elements A comma B comma C and set B contains M comma N. So if I define R3 like this containing elements B comma M, C comma N comma A and A comma M. Devajyoti, can you just tell me, is R3 a relation defined on A and B sets?
No, Srikant, because a relation is defined as a collection of ordered pairs. So here the element n comma e is not following the order of the other elements. So the in all other three elements, first element is from A, B, C, the set A, and here in third case, third element n is from set B.
Yes, right. So basically this N comma A element doesn't belong to R3. If I am going to define a relation on A and B, this N comma A shouldn't be in my element, in my R3. So my R3 should be B comma M, C comma N, A comma N and A comma M. So can this be a relation now, DJ?
Yes,
Yes, right.
yes.
So what we observe is order of an element inside a pair matters. So here in our pair NA or AN, order matters. NA is different from AN. That means element NA is not equal to element AN. So this is a binary relation and these are the examples of a binary relation. Now let's talk about some of the properties of a relation. So yeah, first property, basic property we study is reflexive relation,
Okay.
symmetric relation, anti-symmetric relation, asymmetric relation, transitive relation, and equivalence relation. These are some properties of relations. But Debajyoti, can you tell me, are we going to study all the relations
No,
in this course?
anti-symmetric and asymmetric are not in syllabus.
Yes, right. So as far as our course concerned, we much more emphasize on reflexive, symmetric, transitive, and equivalence relation. So reflexive, symmetric are there. Anti-symmetric and asymmetric, we are not going to deal with those relations. And transitive and equivalence relation, yes, we will study about what transitive relation is, and at last we will see what is equivalence relation. So let us see what is reflexive relation. So this is the formal definition of reflexive relation. Let R be a binary relation on a set S, then R is said to be reflexive if and only if for all x belongs to S, x comma x belongs to R. So here when I say R be a binary relation on a set S, that means I am taking both the sets as set S here. My A and B are set S here. And I define a relation from set S to set S. Now, then R is said to be reflexive, or R is said to be satisfying the property of reflexive if and only if I take any x that belongs to this set S, then my ordered pair x comma x should belongs to this R. If it is so, then R is said to be a reflexive. So let's look at one example. If I define some set S is equal to 2 comma 4 comma 6, and if there is some relation R1, let's say 2 comma 2, 4 comma 4, and 6 comma 6, is R1 a reflexive? Debajyoti?
Sorry,
You are
my
on.
mic was
Yeah,
off. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yes, R1 is a reflexive relation.
yeah. Because we have 2,
The-
4, 6 elements in S, where my x takes 2, then my x comma x, which is 2 comma 2, is in R1. When my x takes 4, 4 comma 4 is in R1. When my x takes 6,
6 comma 6 is in
comma
R1.
6 is in R1. So for all x that is in set S, my x comma x belongs to R1.
Yes.
So this is a reflexive relation. Let's look at another example where P is some set which contains some students' utensils like pen, pencil, eraser. And I define R2 which contains these elements: pen comma pencil, pen comma pen, eraser comma pen, eraser comma eraser, and pencil comma pencil. So now, will this R2 be a reflexive?
Yes, because all the elements are from the same set only.
Yes. Just we take X as pen. Is our pen comma pen in R2? Yes, it is.
Yes.
If I take X as pencil, is my pencil comma pencil is in R2? Yes. And if my eraser, if I take it as X, if my X is an eraser, then eraser comma eraser is in R2? Yes, it is. So therefore, irrespective of other elements, if we contain, if R2 contains the elements pen comma pen, eraser comma eraser, pencil comma pencil, then definitely R2 is a reflexive. Okay.
So if any of these elements are not there, then it will not be reflexive.
Yeah,
Suppose eraser comma eraser is not there,
yeah.
then
Yes, it is not reflexive. So if either one is missing, like if in this R2, suppose let's say pen comma pen is missing. So when you take X as pen, then my pen comma pen is missing in R2. So the condition for all x belongs to S, x comma x belongs to R is failed. Therefore, R will not be a reflexive. Right? Yes. Now let us see one more example where I have set A, which is the set of all natural numbers. And I defined R3 as some relation R3 as collection of ordered pairs such that my x comma y belongs to the set A and x plus y is even. Right? Now what we do is, initially when we have given set comprehension. We try to write it explicitly. Just try to write it explicitly. So what will be our A here? As it is set of natural numbers, it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on till infinity. So these are my elements in my A. And what elements will be in R3? So the elements of ordered pair x comma y such that x plus y is even. So 0 comma 0, if I add 0 plus 0 is 0 and 0 is a even number. So 0 comma 0 will be in R3, right? Right. So again, when I take 1 comma 1, 1 plus 1 gives me 2, which is even. So 1 comma 1 will be in R3,
Okay.
right? Similarly, 2 comma 2 will also be in R3 because 2 plus 2 is even. In the same way, 9 comma 9 will be in R3, 10 comma 10 will be in R3. So what exactly is happening here? So whatever element I take, like in the form of, sorry. So all these elements like 0 comma 0, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2 and so on 9 comma 9 and 10 comma 10 are in R3, and also the elements like 0 comma 2, 2 comma 4, 9 comma 11, 101 comma 203 are in R3. Why, Debajyoti? Why are these elements are also in R3?
Uh, See, if we add them, the x and y, then all of
Yes.
them are becoming even number.
Even, right?
And I
Right.
think so this will go up to infinity as well.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. This will go up to infinity. So these are some elements which are present in R3. These are not only the elements. So
Yeah.
So what we have to observe in order to prove this is reflexive. So if you see here, we have to get for all x that are belonging to set S, my x comma x should be belong to R, right? So here, if you take any number n that belongs to set A, my n comma n belongs to R3, because when I add n plus n, it is 2n, and which is a even number. 2n
Yes.
is an even number. So definitely for every n that is belonging to A, n comma n is in R3, which concludes me that R3 is a reflexive, right?
Okay. Yes.
Irrespective of, even though R3 contains 0 comma 2, 2 comma 4, 9 comma 11, 101 comma 23 or something like 105 comma 200, 105 comma 205, like this. So
Yes.
even though these are there are infinite number of elements inside it, we just need whether our condition is satisfied or not. For all x belongs to S, x comma x belongs to R. So this is satisfying in this case. So this is a reflexive relation. Now, if I give something another relation R4 same way. If I say x comma y such that x comma y belongs to this set A, where x comma y is odd. Now,
Okay.
will this be a reflexive?
No.
No,
No.
because yeah,
Yeah, you go on. Go on.
okay. Because if you take 0 comma 0 element, if you add 0 plus 0 gives me 0, which is not an odd. So 0 comma 0 doesn't belongs to R3. So we can say this is not a reflexive relation. Okay. Yeah. So as we saw what exactly reflexive relation is, let us move on to symmetric relation.
Okay.
So this is the formal definition of symmetric relation. Let R be a binary relation on a set S, then R is said to be symmetric if and only if for every x comma y ordered pair x comma y belongs to R implies y comma x is also in R or belonging to R. So if I wanted to say R is a symmetric relation, then for every element containing inside my R in the form of x comma y, there should be another element y comma x also in my R. Then I can say R is a symmetric relation. So this says that
For
sorry,
all the elements, this is valid.
for
All
every
the
x
elements,
comma, for
every
every x comma y. Yeah, for every x comma y in my R. Let's see an example where my S set is defined. Sorry. Let's see an example where my S set contains elements 5, 10, 20, and I define R1 containing elements 5, 10, 10, 20, 20, 10, 10, 5, 20, 20. So, is this relation R1 is a symmetric relation, Debajyoti?
Yes, it is a symmetric relation.
Yes, because as
Be-
if I take the element 5, 10, I have corresponding element 10, 5 in my relation R1, right?
Hmm.
Similarly, if I take 10, 20, where my x is 10 here, y is 20, so I should have 20, 10 in my R1 in order to be R to be symmetric. So whether 20, 10 is in my R1?
20, 10 is there in R1.
Yes,
Yes.
it is there. So similarly for 20, 10, there is 10, 20, and for 10, 5, there is 5, 10,
Okay.
and for 20, 20, there is 20, 20. So 20,
Yes.
20 is same as 20, 20.
Itself.
Yeah. So for every element in our R1,
Mhm.
which are in the form of xy, there is a symmetric element y comma x in my R1, which makes R a symmetric relation. So
But all the combinations are not required of the
yes,
elements.
good point. So no need to have all the combination of the elements taken from the set. Yes, like there is no 5, 20 in our R1. Also, there is no 20, 5 in our R1. So we won't count it.
But
Right?
if 5,
It is
20
not
is there,
necessary to have all the combinations from the set yes in our R1.
okay.
Only the elements inside R1 matters for us to check whether R is symmetric or not. Okay. So let's look at another example. I define a relation R2 such that all the elements A comma B, where A comma B are integers, and also A plus B is less than or equal to 15. So what we do here is, as we have discussed, we try to write what all elements can be in R2. You can write some 3, 4 elements and check. So 0, 1, like minus 2, 4, minus 10, minus 1, 4, 11. These all elements will be in R2 because if you add if you add 0 plus 1, it gives me 1 which is less than 15. So my 0, 1 will be in R2. The elements like A comma B which sum A plus B is less than or equal to 15, those comes in my set R2. Now what I observe is, are the reflections of these elements are present in my R2 or not? So I know that 0, 1 is in R2. Whether my 1, 0 is in R2?
Yes.
Yes, because 1 plus 0 is also less than or equal to 15. In the
Yes.
same way, minus 2 for minus 2, 4, there will be 4, minus 2, where 4, minus 2 gives me 2, which is less than or equal to 15. In the same way, whatever element we take, like P, Q belonging to R2, which implies if my P, Q element is belonging to R2, that means P plus Q is definitely less than or equal to 15. Which implies Q plus P is also less than or equal to 15. Additive property. So as Q plus P is less than or equal to 15, which implies Q comma P is also should be in my R2, right? So therefore, for every P comma Q element, there is a symmetric element Q comma P in my R2, which makes R2 a symmetric relation. Yes. Right? So R2 is symmetric. Will this be reflexive? No.
One. Why?
No, because as A comma B comes from the set integers, so there are integers which are greater than 15 also. So 15, 16, 17, 18. For those elements, my ordered pair some 17 comma 17 will not be in my R2 because 17 plus 17 gives me 34, which is not less than or equal to 15. So therefore my element 17 comma 17 or 18 comma 18 or 15 comma 15, these elements are missing in my R2. That will not be a reflexive. Let us take one more example. I define a relation R3 such that I take the ordered pair x comma y, where x comma y are males in the world and x is a brother of y. So whether this relation is a symmetric?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, because it's a simple observation. So if A is a brother of B, then B is a brother of A. That means if A comma B is in my R3, that implies B comma A is also in my R3, which satisfies the if and only if condition for the symmetric relation, therefore making R3 a symmetric relation. Okay, yeah. And let's look into some more examples of symmetric relation. So I define a set A where it contains all the set of natural numbers, and I define R4 such that x comma y, ordered pair x comma y taken from x comma y taken from A, and x plus y is odd. So this example we have seen in the reflexive thing.
Yes.
So now we are going to check whether this is symmetric or not. So as we have said, just we try to when it is given in a set comprehension thing, we change it into write it into explicit form if possible. So my set A will be 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on till infinity. And what can some elements like be in R4? Like the elements 0 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 5 comma 2, 6 comma 7, 9 comma 16, where my sum should be odd.
Odd number.
Right? So 0 plus 1 is an odd, 1 is an odd. So 1 plus 2 is 3 is an odd. Likewise 9 plus 16 is 25, which is an odd. So these all elements will be in my R4. Now I have to check whether whether for these elements, the symmetric elements like 1 comma 0, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 5, 7 comma 6, 16 comma 9 are in R4 or not.
Yes,
right?
they will be.
So if we check, yes, they will be in odd because it follows this condition. If an element m comma n which is in R4, that means it implies that m plus n is odd, which again implies that n plus m is odd.
Yes, because
right?
m plus n is equals to n plus
n plus m. Yes, right. So n plus m is odd, which implies n plus m will also belong to R4. Therefore, for every m comma n in my R4, there is a symmetric element m comma m in R4, making R4, this relation R4, asymmetric.
Yes.
Sorry, asymmetric relation. It's not asymmetric, asymmetric relation. So what we conclude is
it is symmetric relation.
Yes. What we conclude is R4 is symmetric but not reflexive. That is what we have seen in examples when we see examples in the reflexive thing. So it is not reflexive, but it is symmetric. So one more example. Let's take another example to get much clear on what is symmetric relations. So here I define R5, a set of ordered pairs A comma B such that A comma B belongs to integers and A minus B is equal to 10.
Okay.
So yeah, we start by writing some elements, right? So we write a few elements taking, it's not only like 10 comma 0 or 20 comma 10. You can take whatever you want, but just observe what elements will be in our
what is the pattern.
Yeah, what will be the pattern. So 10 comma 0 will be in R5 because 10 minus 0 is 10. So therefore, as it satisfies the condition A minus B is equals to 10, therefore 10 comma 0 will be in my R5. Similarly, 20 comma 10 will also be in my R5. Minus 25 comma minus 35 will also be in R5 because minus 25 minus of minus 35, which is 35 minus 25, which is 10. So therefore that will also be in R5. So as we got some elements in our R5, let's look at the symmetric elements, whether symmetric elements will be in our R5 or not. So for 10 comma 0, 0 comma 10 should be in our R5. Whether 0 comma 10 will be in our R5? No.
Because that is giving minus 10.
Yes, right. So 0 minus 10 gives us minus 10 which is not equal to 10. So therefore these elements 0, 10, 10, 20, minus 30, 35, minus 25, 190, 200 will not be in our R5, which fails the property of symmetric relation. Therefore R5 is not symmetric, right? So these are some examples of symmetric relation, and let's see the most confusing relation, which is transitive relation. So what exactly transitive relation tells us? Already. So what exactly the condition should be satisfied for the transitive relation? So let R be a binary relation on a set S, then R is said to be transitive if and only if for every pair of elements. So here there are pair of elements we are considering, like x comma y and y comma z belongs to R. It implies that x comma z also belongs to R, where x comma y comma z belongs to S. So what the condition is, if I have two pairs of elements like x comma y and y comma z in my R, then definitely the third element x comma z should be in R in order to satisfy the condition, in order to satisfy the property of transitive. So here is one example, small example. If my set S is 1, 2, 3, if I define a relation R as containing elements 1, 2, 2, 3, and 1, 3. So here there is an element 1, 2, and there is another element 2, 3. So which is of the form x comma y and y comma z. So here my x is 1, y is 2, and z is 3. Yeah. So if you observe, there are two pairs of elements 1, 2 and 2, 3 belonging to my set R. So my third pair, which is 1, 3, should be in my R. So I will check whether my 1, 3 is in R or not. So yes, if you see here, the third element, which is 1, 3, is in my R. So which makes this relation R transitive. Okay. So let's look at another example. Here I define relation R1 containing the elements 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, and 3, 3. So there are some 6 elements in my R1. Let's check whether this is transitive or not. So I take first element 1, 2. So which is my x comma y. I will look out for y comma z pair. Here I should look out for an element which starts with 2. So are there any elements which starts with 2? Yes. So there are two elements 2, 3 and 2, 2. So if you see here my x is 1, y is 2, and z is 3. So now I can see x comma y, which is 1, 2, is in my R1, and y comma z, which is 2, 3, is in my R1. So I should also have x comma z, which is 1, 3, in my R1. So I will look out for 1, 3. Yes, there is an element 1, 3. Therefore, with respect to 1, 2 and 2, 3, there is an element 1, 3. So with respect to these three elements, it is transitive. So, and now I have 2, 2, also another element which can take y comma z value. So I have first element 1, 2, second element 2, 2. That means my x is 1 here, y is 2, z is 2. So there is 1, 2, which is x comma y. There is 2, 2, which is y comma z. So I should also have 1, 2, which is x comma z, which is same as the first element, which is 1, 2. So with respect to 1, 2 and 2, 2, also there is a third element 1, 2, which satisfies the transitive property. So therefore, with respect to this 1, 2 and 2, 2, it is transitive. R1 is transitive. Similarly, we check for take 2, 3. Are there any elements which starts with 3? Yes, there are two elements 3, 2 and 3, 3, 3. So for with respect to 2, 3 and 3, 2, there should be 2, 2. But also if you see 2 comma 2 is in R1, so it is transitive, and 2 comma 3 and 3 comma 3, we should have 2 comma 3 again, which is the third element, 2 comma 3. So therefore it is also transitive. Similarly, you have to check for every pair of elements which are like x comma y and y comma z in my R. I should also have x comma z third element in my R. Right? Okay. So let's look at some more example which includes this set comprehension. So if I define a relation R2 such that taking elements a comma b, where a and b are natural numbers and a is a factor of b. When I say a is a factor of b, that tells us that a divides b, leaves remainder 0, right? So we start by writing it explicitly. So what all elements can be in R2? Like elements like 2 comma 4 can be in R2. It's just a matter of intuition, like whether 2 comma 4 will be in my R2.
Yes.
Yes, because 2 is a factor of 4. So therefore 2 comma 4 will be in my R2. And also, are there any other elements that starts with 4?
Yes, 4 comma
Yes.
8.
Yes, 4 comma 8, 4 comma 12. So every ordered pair 4 comma some number which is divisible by 4 will be in R2 because 4 is a factor of that number. So 4 comma 8 is also in my R2. So now what I have to check is I have two elements, two pair of elements uh, like x comma y and y comma z in my R2. I have to look out for the third element which is x comma z. So here my x comma y is 2 comma 4 and y comma z is 4 comma 8. Therefore, 2 comma 8 should also be in my R2 in order to satisfy the transitive property, right? So I will just check whether 2 comma 8 will be in my R2.
Yes.
Yes.
Because 2 is also a factor of 8.
Yes, right. So because 2 is a factor of 8, 2 comma 8 will also be in my R2. So we don't, if we are not satisfied by taking one pair, let's look at another pair. So 3 comma 9 will be in my R2 because 3 is a factor of 9. And also similarly, 9 comma 90 is is in R2 because 9 is a factor of 90. With respect to these two elements, I should also contain 3 comma 90. Whether 3 comma 90 will be in my R2?
Yeah, 3 is also a factor.
Yes, 3 is also a factor of 90. What exactly is happening here? So if I have p comma q, element p comma q and q comma r in my R2, that means it is saying that p divides q. That means p is a factor of q, which is nothing but p divides q. And q comma r is in my R2. So q divides r. So if when p divides q and q divides r, it is pretty much evident that p divides r, right? Yes. So when p divides r, it says that p is a factor of r, which gives me that p comma r will also be in R2. Therefore, what we can conclude is for every pair of elements p comma q and q comma r in my R2, my third pair p comma r will be in my R2, which makes this relation transitive, right? So
And this needs to be checked for all the elements.
for all the elements
Every
in
pair.
R, every pair of elements, not all the elements, every pair of elements. So if you have two elements, then we go checking for the third element, right? That is what we are going to see. So for suppose if we are not having at least two, what is the thing, whether it will be transitive or not? Like if I have a set S here where it contains x comma y comma z, and my relation R3 I define a single element x comma y. What will I conclude now? Whether this is transitive relation or not.
So only one element is there.
Yeah, only one element is there. Since R3 contains only one element like x comma y and there is no other element, we conclude that R3 is transitive because the condition for transitive is for every pair of elements, there should be the third element. That is the condition. So if we are having only one element, we don't need to check for the condition thing. We just simply we just simply conclude that R3 is transitive with respect to, we simply conclude that R3 is transitive because we don't have the second pair with us like y comma z to check for the x comma z. So until and unless we check, we don't come to a conclusion like it is yes or no, right?
As
So
only one element is there.
yeah, as there is only one element, we no need to go for checking itself. Okay, if those pair exists, then if those two pairs of elements exist, then third pair should exist in order to be transitive. So
But
if
here
there are,
none of these last two pairs exist.
yeah, here there is only one pair, we no need to check for the conditions. We simply conclude it is a transitive. Okay, yeah. And one more example, let's look at one more example, which is our very old friend. The set A is the set of all natural numbers, and the set R4, relation R4 is defined as the elements x comma y such that x and y comes from A and x plus y is odd. So what we do is write it explicitly. So A will be the set of all natural numbers, and what are the elements that contains in R4 now? So what can I say? 0 comma 1 will be in my R4. Yes,
Yes.
0 plus 1 is odd. So will 1 comma 4 will be in my R4?
Yes. 4 plus 1 5.
Yeah.
1
So
plus 1 is
9 plus 6 is an odd, 6 plus 5 is an odd. So these type of elements will be in our R4. And if you see here, 0 comma 1 and 1 comma 4 looks like a pair of elements of form x comma y and y comma z, right?
Okay.
So with respect to these two pair of elements, my third element 0 comma 4 will be in my R4, and 9 comma 6 and 6 comma 5, with respect to those two elements 9 comma 5 will be in my R4. And I will conclude that saying m comma n, if m comma n and n comma p belongs to R4, m plus n is odd and n plus p is odd, which implies m plus p is odd. That implies m comma p belongs to R4. Devajyoti?
Yes. So
Is
R4 does
this,
not look like a transitive relation.
yeah, something is wrong, I guess,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Will my 0 comma 4 and 9 comma 5 will be in my R4?
No.
No.
Because 4
Yeah.
plus 0 is not odd.
Yes, right. So 0 plus 4 is not an odd number, and 9 plus 5, which is 14, which is also
Yes.
not an odd number. That means this thing is false, and which says that this is also false. We cannot,
Not a transitive.
not a transitive, because there will be a pair 0 comma 1 in my R4, and there will be a pair 1 comma 4 in my R4. But with respect to these two elements, there won't be a pair 0 comma 4, which should be there in my R4 in order to be transitive. But 0 comma 4 and 9 comma 5, these elements are not in my R4. It says that R4 is not transitive. Okay. So this is how we check a transitive relation, whether a given relation is a transitive or not. This is how we check whether a given relations are reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. So let's see what is an equivalence relation. So as far as we know, we might be confusing with reflexive, symmetric, and transitive, but equivalence relation is easier relation which we can easily observe that if R satisfies, if R is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. So if my relation R is all the reflexive, symmetric, and transitive, then you directly conclude that R is a equivalence relation. So for every property there is a specific condition. For equivalence condition there are three properties it should satisfy. So it should be reflexive, it should be symmetric, it should be transitive. Once you know how to find whether the given relation is reflexive or not, how to find whether the given relation is symmetric or not, whether it is transitive or not, then you can easily find whether it is an equivalence relation or not. So let's look at one example. Here I define some set A containing elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and I define relation R which has elements 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4. will this relation be equivalence relation?
Yes.
Yes. Because in order to satisfy the reflexive property, we should contain 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. So those 4 elements are present in my R. So it is reflexive. It is symmetric because 1, 1 has a symmetric pair 1, 1. 2, 2 is symmetric to 2, 2. 3, 3 is symmetric to 3, 3. 4, 4 is symmetric to 4, 4. So it is symmetric also. And also, why? Because it is transitive. If you take element 1, 1, there is no other element which starts with 1. That means there is no other pair which has y, z in order to check for x, z. So with respect to 1, 1, it is transitive. Similarly, with respect to 2, 2, it is transitive. 3, 3, it is transitive. 4, 4, it is transitive. So this
So,
relation, yeah.
so Srikanth, can we say that the straight line y equals to x actually
Yeah.
represents an equivalence relation?
Yes. Right. So y is equals to z on the line y is equals to 0. It will be like x, x. Right? Where x belongs to real number. So it satisfies the reflexive property, it satisfies the symmetric property, also it satisfies the transitive property. So therefore we can conclude it is an equivalence relation. So yeah, let's look at one more example to get clear idea. So I define a relation R which has ordered pairs A comma B, where A comma B belongs to the people in India, and my condition is A and B lives in the same city. So how do I check now? So as we have said, we will check for every condition, like whether it is reflexive or not, whether it is symmetric or not, whether it is transitive or not. So in order to check for reflexive, for every x belongs to people in India. So if I take any person in India, so person and him, person, the same. X and X lives in the same city, right? If you are living in one city, you are living in the same city. So x comma x belongs to my R1. So that means I can conclude that R1 is reflexive. How do I conclude whether it is symmetric or not? So when I take a pair x comma y belongs to R1, that implies that x and y lives in the same city, right? So which implies same thing.
Y
Y
and
and
x
x
also.
lives in the same city. So therefore therefore the element y comma x will be in my R1 because it satisfies the condition of R1. So for every xy there is a symmetric pair y comma x in my R1. Therefore R1 is symmetric. Right? And for transitivity, let's take two pairs of elements, right? So there are two pairs like x comma y and y comma z belongs to R1. Suppose these two are belonging to R1, that means x and y lives in the same city and y and z lives in the same city, which says that eventually x and z lives in the same city. Like if x and y are living in Delhi and y and z are living in Delhi, as y lives in Delhi, so z also should live in Delhi, which concludes that x and z lives in the same city.
Same city.
Therefore, x comma z will be belongs to R1. So, for every pair of elements x comma y and y comma z, there is a third element x comma z in our R1, making R1 transitive. So, therefore, it is reflexive, it is symmetric, and it is transitive. We can conclude that this relation is an equivalence.
Equivalence.
So, these are some examples about relations. Let's see one comprised example. So I have a few relations R1, R2, R3, R4 defined on a set S which contains elements 1, 2, 3. And also on the right side, I have the property of the relations which we have discussed in this lecture. So they are reflexive, symmetric, transitive, equivalent. So I just wanted to map what are the relation to the property of the properties that it satisfies. So I just wanted to map R1 to the properties which it satisfies. Like if it is satisfying reflexive and symmetric, I wanted to map R1 to 1, 2.
Okay.
And like that. So let's start. So do you want to go, Debajyoti? Do you want to
Yeah,
do?
so R1 contains 1, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1.
Yes.
But 2, 2 is not there.
Yeah.
So that makes it not a reflexive relation, I guess.
Right. So as there is no 2, 2 in our R1, R1 is not reflexive. We can conclude that R1 is not reflexive. So, and also you can see here 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 2, which looks like a pair of elements of form x comma y and y comma z, right? So with respect to these two elements, I should have 1 comma 2 in my R1. But
Okay.
when I check, there is no 1 comma 2 in my R1, right?
Hmm.
So therefore I can conclude that R1 is not transitive.
Okay.
Will it be symmetric? So let's check. 1 comma 3 is my element. If 1 comma 3 is my element, that symmetric element which is 3 comma 1, whether it is there in R1?
3 comma 1 is there in
Yes. For 3 comma 2, there should be 2 comma 3. And
Yes,
if you
it
check,
is
yes,
there.
2 comma 3. For 1 comma 1, there should be 1 comma 1.
That is there.
Yes, it is there. And the last two elements are again the same thing. 2 comma
Same.
3, 3 comma 2,
3
3
comma.
comma 1, 1 comma. So therefore R1 is symmetric. So
Yes.
R1 maps to 2, right?
R1 is symmetric. Yes.
R1 is a symmetric relation. R1 will not be an equivalence relation because if it
R1 is
fails
not
one
transitive.
property, if it fails one property like reflexive or symmetric or transitive, we straight away ignore equivalence relation also. Okay. Now let's look at R2 relation. So there are elements 1 comma 1, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 2, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3.
Okay.
So yeah, if you see here 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3. All the three elements which are required to satisfy the property reflexive are there in my R2. So therefore R2 is reflexive.
Okay.
Is it transitive?
So 1 comma 1 is there. And so the next element also should start with
1.
1, I guess. Then 1 comma 1 is itself transitive.
Yes.
Is it?
And yeah, so when I move on to 2 comma 3,
3 comma 2.
3 comma 2 is there. So 2 comma 2 should be there in my R2. 2 comma 3 and 3 comma 2, 2 comma 2 should be there in my R2, which is there. And the same way 3 comma 2, the element starts with 2 comma 3 and 3 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 3 should be in my R2,
which is there.
So yeah, for every element looks like for every pair of elements looks like there is the third element. So therefore we can conclude R2 is transitive. R2 is transitive also. Check for symmetric. Symmetric also for 1 comma 1 there is 1 comma 1. For 2 comma 3 there is 3 comma 2. 2 comma 2 there is 2 comma 2. 3 comma 3 there is 3 comma 3. So it is reflexive, it is symmetric, it is transitive. Therefore it will be equivalence also. So therefore R2 will be an equivalence relation. That means R2 maps to 1, 2, 3 and 4.
Yes.
Right. Now we will move to the R3. So if I see R3, there are some 6 elements. 3 comma 1, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 3 and 2 comma 2. So if we see here, there is 3 comma 1. I don't see 1 comma 3. So therefore I can say that it is not symmetric, right?
Yeah.
And
also for 2 comma 3.
Yeah, for 2 comma 3 there is no 3 comma 2. So either one element fails the satisfy of symmetric, we just simply say it is not symmetric.
Okay.
And so as it is not symmetric, let's check for whether it is reflexive or not. So there is 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2 and 3 comma 3. So therefore I can conclude it is reflexive. So R3 is reflexive. So I also have to check for transitive, whether it is transitive or not. So there is 3 comma 1 for me. So for 1, there is another element 1 comma 1. This 3 comma 1 and 1 comma 1 looks like a pair of elements. So if I look at it, my x comma z will also be 3 comma 1.
3 comma 1 which is there.
So similarly, there are 2 comma 3 and 3 comma 1. For 2 comma 3 and 3 comma 1, there should be an element 2 comma 1.
Which is there.
So yeah, for every looks like for every pair of elements which are of form x comma y and y comma z, there is an third pair x comma z in my R3. So that will be a transitive. So it is only not symmetric. It is reflexive and transitive. So R3 maps to 1 and 3. It won't
and
map
not
to
equivalence
4.
as well.
And not equivalence because it failed the property symmetric.
Symmetric.
Yeah. Now let's move to R4.
Okay.
So R3 has 3 comma 2, 3 comma 1 and 2 comma 1.
Okay.
So if you see here 3 comma 2, for 3 comma 2 there is no 2 comma 3. We straight away cross away the symmetric relation, saying it didn't have the symmetric pair. And the same way there is no 1 comma 1 I can see, and there is no 2 comma 2, therefore it is not even reflexive. So
Okay.
whether it is transitive or not, we have to check. So there is a pair 3 comma 2 for me. So is there is an element 3 comma 2. Is there a pair for this element
Yeah,
where
2 comma 1 is there.
yes, 2 comma 1 is there. For 3 comma 2 and 2
comma
comma
1.
1, there should be 3 comma 1. Yes, there is 3 comma 1. Therefore, R4 is only transitive, right? So as there is no 1 comma 1, we straight away ignore, saying R1 is not reflexive. In the same way, where
I have one question.
yes,
3 comma, so we check for 3 comma 2, 3 comma 1, 2 comma 1, it is transitive.
yeah,
What if we start checking from 3 comma 1? So
yes, you
3
can,
comma 1 is there.
yeah, but there is no second element which starts with 1, right?
Okay.
So initially we discussed that
Okay.
thing. There is no second pair, second element which forms a pair in the form of x comma y and y comma z.
Okay.
In order to check for x comma z. So when we start with 3 comma 1, it looks like there is no second pairs. Therefore, we move to the next element. Yeah. So with respect to 3 comma 1, it is transitive. We move to the next element. So you can also take 2 comma 1.
Yeah,
Even if you
same.
take 2 comma 1, same. We will end up with the same conclusion.
Okay.
So yeah, with 3 comma 2 it is transitive. 3 comma 1 it is transitive. 2 comma 1 it is transitive. For every element, for every pair of elements like x comma y and y comma z, we found in R4, there is an x comma z in our R4, which makes it is transitive. Right?
Okay.
Right. Now, what we got finally is, if you see here, the left side has one set and the right side has another set. Like the left side R1, R2, R3, R4 is in one set, and my right side, the reflexive symmetric transitive equivalence is in another set.
Okay. Okay.
Now I have two sets with me. I can have a binary relation among these two sets, right? So
Okay.
as we have seen now, my R1 maps to the symmetric relation, and R2 maps to 1, 2, 3, 4. So R2 is mapping to 1, 2, 3, 4. R3 is mapping to 1 and 3, and R4 is mapping to 3, right? So this is also one type of relation which we can observe. So just you students write it down and just check what all the elements are present when we define these relations, when we map these relations to their properties. And we finally conclude by saying one statement. So as we move on, we will study functions, and functions is one special kind of relation with an extra imposed conditions. So every function is a relation, and every relation will not be a function. For example, when you find out this stuff, what I asked you to find, then you will end up finding a relation which is not a function, because R2, if you take R2 as an input, you will get an output, multiple outputs, which fails the property of function. So these things you will study later. Thank you.